tell and Rudy, go tell and Rudy, go tell and Rudy that everybody's.
Hello everybody. Well, I finally did it. After putting it off for so long, I finally managed to make the video I've been wanting to do for pretty much 2 years now. Yes, we're not going to be doing review content this time around. Instead, I'm going to be doing gaming content. More specifically, trying to see how fast I can platinum a game. When it comes to completing games in their entirety, I went through a gradual phase of it from 2016 to 2019. In 2016, all I did was beat the main game and be done with it. Then by 2017 to 2018, I started to actually try and 100% the games I play, at least once where that was possible. And then by 2019, I started to get into earning every achievement or platinum for games. I also had this little habit where every time I completed a game, I would watch speedruns shortly afterwards just to see how much faster someone can finish it in a certain amount of time, and then see how much I sucked compared to the runner. These usually range from watching 80% runs, 100% speed runs, and lastly the all achievement / platinum runs. When it comes to this category, however, you won't find that many options. At best, you're gonna find people doing platinums on a single game like Bloodborne, Horizon Zero Dawn, Minecraft, maybe some indie games here or there, but you're hardly ever gonna find people that will run games like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Tomb Raider, or any RPG game that exists. There's a lot of factors you have to take in when it comes to these kinds of speedruns. Is it even doable? How long will it take? Is it online only? Can you even make a new account? How difficult is it going to be? Is the game stable enough that it won't crash on you mid-run? And do the achievement runs have any value that sets it apart from a regular 100% run? Despite all these setbacks, I've been wanting to do my own platinum run of a game for a while to kind of test the waters and see how it would turn out, and to also hopefully add some variety into the category by taking a look at games that people have either barely made runs on or haven't done any at all. I had many choices of titles, but I'm gonna go with one that's short, sweet, and can make for an easy video. That game being Resident Evil 7. Now, before we start, however, let me make a couple of things clear. I am not a speedrunner. I have never done a run before. I don't actively participate in them. I am not nearly as skilled to pull off some of the crazy strats that other people have done, and I have no plans on ever actually submitting these as runs. I am simply doing this for enjoyment. A side gig, if you will. Which means, yes, I am gonna have a bunch of hiccups here and there. Now, this game has been run before by another YouTuber, that being Trance, who did the base game and the DLC achievements, which took him about 8+ hours to do. For this run, I'm only going to be tackling the base game trophies because 1, PlayStation, which is the console I'll be playing on, puts all their DLC trophies into categories. The Platinum trophy is tied to the base game, which means the DLCs have no impact on the progression. And 2, RE7's DLCs tend to have some very RNG heavy systems like Ethan Must Die or the Game 21. Too many games where you're forced to rely on luck in order to finish the games and earn the necessary trophies. They can take you either minutes or full on hours just to beat them, which I definitely don't have the patience to deal with. If you yourself want to tackle all the trophies in the game including DLCs, be my guest, but me personally, I'm gonna stick to earning the platinum for the base game alone. Now with all that out of the way, let's finally begin the run. Oh, and keep in mind, this is going to be a very abridged rundown of the game. I'm not going to talk about everything that's going on, and some stuff's going to get left out, so I apologize if everything seems all over the place. Okay, we have our guest account ready, our trophy list is completely clear, everything's in order, here we go. For our first playthrough of the game, we're going to play on easy. The game has trophies where you must complete a game on a certain difficulty, that being easy, normal, and madhouse, which is the hardest difficulty in the game and one we can't play until we complete the game at least once. Thankfully, these trophies stack on top of each other, so after easy modes, we could jump right into Madhouse without ever going on the normal difficulty, saving us at least one playthrough. But once we finally start up the game, we run into a problem. See how I'm not skipping anything here? Well, that's because I can't. Almost all of Resident Evil's cutscenes are completely unskippable, which means when we do a second playthrough later on, we have to watch all of this over again. There are at least a couple of sequences we can avoid, but other than that, we are forced to view these cutscenes, which can get pretty lengthy at times. Well, at least bathroom breaks won't be much of a hassle. This beginning cutscene alone takes us about 2.5 minutes before we finally get to controlling our character. Until then, we had to listen to our wife crying about how she lied to us and tells us to stay away and not look for her.
All I can say is that if you get this, stay away.
So we proceed to not stay away and go look for her. Once we finally have control of our character, we get our first trophy on the run. She's alive. I gotta say, that's definitely the hardest trophy we've gotten so far. Now, there's a lot we have to do here, and you're about to see why we're choosing the easiest difficulty for our playthrough. There are two trophies known as Walk It Off and Resource Manager. Walk It Off requires us to not use more than 3 recovery items in a single game. On easy, your health regenerates but only up to a certain point, so theoretically we could go through the entire run without ever healing, as long as we're not too reckless. If you absolutely need to heal, you can use herbs or first aid meds, but once you go over the limit of free uses, then you can't get the trophy. And Resource Manager requires us to not open the item box more than 3 times. The item box is where you can store any items if your inventory space is nearly or completely full. Not being able to use it will definitely make things hard for us in this run, since we have to collect a bunch of stuff and we'll be stuck with them throughout the game. I have a bone to pick with this trophy because of this free use requirements, but I'll get to that later on. And lastly, we have a trophy called Just Get Me Out of Here, where we need to complete the game in less than 4 hours. Not a problem to deal with at all, since we're gonna be hauling ass anyway. So we make our way for the residence of evil. Right around here is where we will earn our next 2 trophies. Right next to the smoke is a handbag that we must examine in order to get our wife's ID, earning us the AHA trophy, where we have to closely examine an item to get another. Then after that, we head inside a guest house, and right as we enter, we turn around and mash the X button on this door, which will close it behind us, earning us the Behind Closed Doors trophy. 3 trophies in less than 2 minutes, not bad so far. Once we're inside the house, we make our way up to the attic to grab a videotape. Then we head back down to this room and walk up to this TV to play the tape. Watching the video is important for 2 things. 1, this is 1 out of 4 videotapes we must watch in order to earn a trophy, Be Kind Please Rewind. You do have the option to exit the video, but for this trophy, we need to watch them all in their entirety. And 2, this tape is important for obtaining an item that we will need. Once we have control of our character, walk backwards and look down until you get a prompt to pick up a lockpick. Then wait for these 2 dingbats to open the door to the guest house and run all the way inside until you reach this locked drawer. Use the lockpick to open it, and now we have our 4th trophy, Master of Unlocking. Now there's nothing inside the drawer currently, but we'll come back to it later. Then it's just a matter of sitting around and waiting until this asswipe opens the door to the very room we're watching the tape in. A lot of these tapes really do just boil down to wait for characters' cues, and there's no way to speed up the process. You're gonna have to endure it. By the way, get a load of this animation when you guard. It's like we're having a seizure. Eventually, asswipe number 1 opens up a trap door and we head inside, where we meet asswipe number 2 sucking off this pipe so hard he's bleeding out of his eyes. Or maybe he's dead. This ends our first videotape, and we can now proceed in present time. Open up the trapdoor as shown in the video and head down. We walk inside this flooded hallway, and right around where we can see the door on the other side, we want to hug this wall and keep our eyes on it until we start hearing bubbles from the water. Once we do, then we can look back and enter the next room. The reason I do this is because normally when you face straight ahead in the water, a corpse will pop up and scare our character, and it takes us a couple of seconds to readjust ourselves. However, by hugging and staring at this wall, the sequence cannot properly trigger, and by the time we look back when we hear the bubbles, we've already passed it, saving us time in the run. We find our wife's cell and open it up with some bolt cutters. After a very
somber reunion? Immediately, we want to pop up our inventory and examine our email and read the contents inside it. This is one out of 32 documents we must read in a single playthrough to earn the trophy, The Devil is in the Details. And just after that, we go over here to read another document that was near the bolt cutters. These files are double-sided, which count as 2, so you must flip it to the other side and read that part, otherwise it will only register as one file. Then we must deal with our wife's slow-ass walking until we eventually reach a certain door. You know, I like Resident Evil 7, but my god does it take forever to get going. And we have to deal with this again when we get to our second playthrough. Again, there's no way to speed up the process, so all we can do is just linger behind, sniffing the back of her hair, I guess. When we finally reach the next room, we want to immediately head into what I think is a closet, circle around for a bit, and hug this brick wall. Mia will eventually start yelling, so we head back into the room where we see the wall busted down. Walk upstairs and into this bathroom, immediately leave it, and head back to the stairs where we get attacked by her wife. We get slashed a bunch of times, even getting our hands stabbed clean through, but eventually she calms down by slamming her head against the wall. Eventually she'll wake back up and now we have to fight her. We get this hatchet on the floor and we hit her a couple of times until we slam the thing into her neck. Oops. After that, we get a phone call that we must listen to. This person's name is Zoe. She's not very important and we'll never hear from her again. We see Mia's gone, so we grab the hatchet again and head back to the guest kitchen to unlock this cabinet and obtain a fuse. Remember that drawer for the videotape? Well, now it's unlocked and we can obtain this item known as an antique coin. We need about 18 of these coins for our first playthrough to earn the trophy Pelicans in Your Pocket. You'll notice I said we need to earn them in our first playthrough. We'll get back to this. Head back to the TV room and place the fuse in the box. When we walk back out, we find our wife perfectly fine. Just kidding, she's still messed up. And she stabs our hand with a screwdriver. Yeah, I think my hand's fucked up enough, lady. Can you give me a break already? I guess not. Finally, we head up to the attic. We try escaping from this ladder, but our bitch of a wife is back with a vengeance and a chainsaw. This fight is a joke on easy difficulty. As long as we keep attacking her back, she'll never be able to hit us from behind. There is a gun in another room that we could use alternatively, but the hatchet actually does more damage here, so we'll keep using that. And with that, we finally take her down. Yeah, suck on that, you creep. After sitting around this room for a couple of seconds...
Welcome to the family, son.
Hey, that's the name of the trophy. We're dragged into the Baker house where we meet the Twisted family eating whatever the hell that's supposed to be, and we get a good glimpse of just how bonkers these people are. Again? Just how many times has this happened to you? After refusing to eat our plate of Mick whatever the hell, we get our cheeks sliced open, nice, and the family leaves the room. We break out of the bonds of the chair and head down to this hallway where good old Jack is hanging around. I'm marking this moment here with a yellow exclamation point because this is where you can potentially earn a trophy. Arms in the air is where we have to block an enemy's attack by pressing the guard button. Normally when I walk up to Jack, he'll strike at me with his shovel and usually the attack will connect. That's where I block. But as you can see here, he missed me, so I didn't get the trophy. But don't worry, any enemy you come across can still count towards it as long as you do block him. Otherwise, we run past Jack to get this key. We try unlocking the door here, but oops, there isn't a keyhole, so we run into his room outside of the kitchen where this hatch can be opened with the key. While making our way through, there's an antique coin on this little tractor, so pick that up and then head to the laundry room. Once we enter the room, we want to head into this file cabinet to pick up a herb and a chem fluid. Here is where we will begin progress on another trophy, first place at the science fair, where we have to create every item that contains chem fluid and strong chem fluid. There are 8 items in total to make, and this will be our first one. Combining the herb with the chem fluid will give us a first aid med, but since we don't want to heal too much, I discard it right away. We leave the room, scurry around the kitchen for a little bit until we find this officer in the hallway window. This is another lengthy cutscene, so if you haven't already, now's the time to take your bathroom break. We're then given a pocket knife, which will not be very useful for fighting enemies, but will be useful for other reasons. We're told to head to the garage, so we make our way there, but not before using the pocket knife to break this box to get handgun bullets, which we'll need for the upcoming scene. We open the garage door and meet with a cop, but before we have the chance to get out of this hellhole... Aw man, and he was supposed to retire next week. We have a bit to do here, so pay attention. Grab the officer's gun, then grab the keys on this table, enter the car, and then exit it. Then we want Jack to walk right up to the door and shoot him in the leg. This will cause him to fall forward and into the car door, where he will then proceed to get inside. Then we slice him and dice him and shoot his head until he falls over. I missed the last shot, so he hit me with the car, but eventually I got him. Once that's done, run into this file cabinet where we obtain another chem fluid.
Oh boy! Now look what you done, motherfucker!
On top, there are shotgun shells behind us, which we will definitely need, and there's a picture frame with an ox statue inside. We grab it, and then we head back to the hallway. Here we start progress on another trophy. Inside that save room we were in minutes ago is a bobblehead statue known as Mr. Everywhere. He is scattered throughout all of the game, and we need to shoot or stab at him 20 times in order to earn the trophy Mr. Nowhere. So we shoot this one inside, giving us the trophy, he's here, there, everywhere. When we head to the main hall door, we put the ox statuette on it, and we shoot another Mr. E statue that's chilling in that corner. Then when we enter the main hall, we take out another Mr. E statue that's on top of this table. We open up this cabinet and drawer which contains gunpowder and another antique coin. We use the gunpowder and mix it with the chem fluid we got to create more handgun bullets, making that 2 out of 8 items we've combined. Our phone rates again, but thankfully we can avoid this one entirely.
Heading to the upstairs bathroom, we unclog the bathtub and go to this toilet to pick up yet another antique coin.
Go back to the bathtub to get this wooden statue of sorts, and ah shit, he's still alive? How are your glasses still intact? Run all the way back to the main hall until you reach this room with a plinth in the middle. The wooden statue we just got will be used here, but instead, we're gonna put an item that is completely unrelated, like shotgun shells. After doing this and exiting, we get a mocking trophy saying nice try. Next, we actually put the statue on the plinth. This is a puzzle where you have to line the statue up correctly to match the outline on this picture. Once done, a secret door opens and we head inside.
In this room, there is an item on a table called psychostimulants.
This item allows you to see other items in places that would otherwise be obscure for a short while. It's not very useful overall, but by taking one, we get another trophy, Open Your Eyes. We head to the next room and grab an antique coin on this ashtray, then head to the next room where we encounter our first enemy, which I proceed to run past. Then we make our way to the next safe room and head to this drawer to read another file. Once again, it's double-sided, so make sure to read both sides.
And now we head downstairs into a basement and enter the incinerator room.
Read the file on this wall, look down here to grab a strong chem fluid, and oh my god, there's another mold. This time I blocked it, getting the Arms in the Air trophy. This room has a puzzle where you need to open up doors that contain a handprint and one that has 3 A's in a name. Follow the ones I press, then grab this gunpowder under the stretcher and go and get the— oh Christ. So this is what it's like to get blacked, huh? After surviving the blackening, we get the key from this door and run out of this death room. Or at least I try, but the damn mold's in the way. During the commotion, take your strong chem fluid and mix it with your gunpowder to create enhanced handgun ammo. It's a stronger caliber that will do more damage to the enemies. With that, you have now combined 3 out of 8 items for the trophy. On our way to the next room, a mold pops up and we get an herb behind it. Ow! Then head to the generator room where we stun this mold, unlock the door using the key, open up this cabinet to get another strong chem fluid, and then we head inside. Shit. Well, that's my first death of the run. Unfortunately, this sends me back to when I last left the save room. When you die on easy, you reset to a certain point, and because I reset back here, I have to reread that file in the incinerator room. So be cautious when you die, because sometimes the game won't keep your progress of your collectibles. Like you can see here, I had to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Let's try this again, this time with less sucking. Go to the incinerator room, read the file, grab the chem fluid, do the puzzle, grab the gunpowder, get the key, make your enhanced ammo, go to the bathrooms, grab the herb, stun the mold, unlock the door, grab the strong chem fluid inside here, and then enter the next room. Wow, and I didn't even get hit once that time. Now that we're safe, let's take our herb and— fuck, I ate it! Well, there goes one use of our recovery item. Thankfully, there's another herb over here and some shotgun shells. As I was saying, take your herb and mix it with a strong chem fluid. This gives you a stronger first aid med, and now you've combined 4 out of 8 items for the trophy. We head out the dissection room to get this dog statue, an item we will need for later.
What's good, yeah?
Now we gotta fight Jack once again. Equip your enhanced handgun bullets and keep shooting him in the head. Shit. Keep trying to shoot his head. Eventually he'll go and grab his scissor saw. There's a chainsaw near it, so grab that and get ready to send this thing into this bastard's face. There's another trophy that we can earn here. Jack will sometimes swing his weapon at us horizontally. When this happens, we want to duck to completely avoid the attack. If we do that right, we get the trophy, Duck If You Love Life. Now, let's get this jackass. Send that right to his damn face! Yeah! Evil Dead 2013, bitch! I'll be honest, I kinda struggled here, but we got him.
We leave this damn area and head back to the bathroom. Once we leave, we go to the left and open up this gate.
Behind this wooden plank is another antique coin to grab, and here's where we get the scorpion key. I also picked up this map here and quickly discarded it. That will be important. Finally, we leave the basement and unlock the scorpion door that leads to the main hall. Immediately walk to the left to get a clock pendulum and to read this newspaper right next to it. Although some files will have multiple pages, you don't need to flip through them all. It will count regardless. Then behind us is a door where we place our first dog statue inside to make room for inventory. Head back upstairs and make your way into the recreation room. There's another scorpion door to open where we could grab more shotgun shells, read 2 more files on these drawers, and pick up this broken shotgun. You're gonna want to keep this. After we leave, we head right to grab another antique coin, stab this Mr. E statue, read his file next to the 2 items, and we head to the bar table where we come across our second tape to watch. Pop it into the player, and now we're playing as Mia, who's running away from Jack's wife, Marguerite. You know, this woman.
Disgusting!
So now we have to run away from her and hide inside this old house. For this tape, we are going to be obtaining a trophy called Can't Catch Me. Basically, we have to go through the entire tape without Marguerite ever spotting us. If you end up screwing up and get caught, you'll lose your chance at getting the trophy. That sounds tough, but in actuality, it's really easy to hide from her. Make your way into the old house, and when you hit this hallway, hide behind this box and wait for her to go to the other room. Then head down to the hallway and enter this room with another shadow plinth. Go outside and hide in the right side, not the left, that will get you caught. Here, Marge takes the longest to leave, but once she says the line, "We open our home," we can now leave our spot and do the shadow puzzle. Solve that and head into the secret passage. Around here, we want to scurry behind this garbage on the right as Mark will walk to the left side. Once she's out of range, we can haul ass and head down this hole. It's pretty much a dead end. All there is a picture we look at, and, So, after getting caught after trying to not get caught, we earned a trophy, Can't Catch Me, and end our second videotape for the Be Kind Please Rewind trophy. Now, here's the thing that really irritates me about Resident Evil 7. Normally in the franchise, if you use a key item that has served its purpose, you're given a prompt to discard it, which you're always gonna do since the item is practically useless and will only take up space in your inventory. So why is it that in Resident Evil 7, you can't do that? There's no point in watching the Mia tape anymore, and I already used up the Scorpion key for the 2 rooms, but I can't fucking get rid of them. And guess what? There will be another key we're gonna get that we can't get rid of once we use it up. I don't understand why this is one of the only Resident Evil games in the series where you're not allowed to discard key items that don't serve a purpose anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do? Use the item box? I can't do that, otherwise I'll void my trophy. Ugh. Okay, enough ranting, back to the run. After we watch the tape, we grab another dog statue from this book, read a file inside this drawer near it, then we drop back to the kitchen hall. Go to this living room and place the clock pendulum inside it, read this newspaper on the table, and grab the dog statue from the clock. When we leave the room, we read this file on the kitchen wall, then head all the way back to the main hall to place the dog statues on the door. With that, we finally leave the Baker house, earning the trophy, You Ain't Getting Away. Once we head into the fields, we turn right to grab another antique coin on this pot, and on the left is a secret passage we open up that takes us to this box containing a repair kit, which we will use to repair this broken shotgun. Now we have a secondary weapon. Once we head to the RV, there's a Mr. E statue in between the stairs, so we shoot that, and then we enter inside. Grab this antique coin right next to this cage here, and for the sake of inventory space, we'll be using the coins for these cages. Inside them contains two very useful items that aren't tied to any trophies, but will make your life much easier. Stabilizer, which increases your reload speed, and steroids, which increases your max health, as well as bringing your health back up to full should you be damaged. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't using steroids a recovery item? Well, no. Strangely enough, using steroids will not void your walk it off trophies, so we can use them whenever we want. Which is good, because actually trying to play through the game in constant danger condition would be really tough, even on easy mode. Before we leave the RV, we get another call from Zoe. Yada yada, she's infected, her family's infected, my wife's infected, I'm infected, and they need a cure, so we venture to the old house to find one. Another potential trophy you can earn here is coming up, so let's bring in the exclamation point. In the right room, we go to this drawer to grab solid fuel, then we shoot this nest that's blocking the fireplace which we need to go in. Because there is a swarm of bugs that immediately attack us, our shotgun destroys them as well as the nest, which I think counts as an enemy, so because of that, we get the trophy Less is More, where we have to kill 2 enemies with a single shot. If you somehow didn't get this, there will be another way to earn it coming up, but this part here seems to always work for me. Make your way through the fireplace and into this room to grab another wooden statue. Our wife shows up, and usually we can speak to her, but we just leave her ass instead. As we leave, we grab this antique coin on the tray and stab this Mr. E statue sitting behind a wooden plank. Up next is where we're gonna get a slew of trophies. We head to the room on the right, but Mark throws us out and covers the door with spiders. Time to put our shitty little baby knife to use. We slash this door until we get rid of every spider that's on it. This gives us 2 trophies. Slashity slash, where we need to clear a door that has spiders on it, and Things Got Personal, where we need to kill an enemy with a knife. Yeah, apparently these spiders act as a single enemy, which counts towards our trophy. At least they're making my job easy. Once the door is cleared, we go inside and grab some shotgun shells here, open this cabinet to get more solid fuel, and in the hall comes Marguerite. So we take our shotgun and shoot the fuck out of her. During this, she unleashes bugs at us that are obnoxious to deal with, but if you didn't get that Less is More trophy from before, you might get it here since the bugs act as enemies too. But if not, just keep shooting that Marg. Eventually, she'll push us down and flee from the house, earning us another trophy, Back Off Mrs. B, where we need to make her flee from us. Now that she isn't bothering us anymore, we head to the room with the plinth and solve the puzzle. Then we head outside and into the shack that was blocked off during the Mia tape, and inside it is a backpack that increases our inventory space. Thank goodness. Upon getting it, we earn a trophy in the bag. On the left, next to the backpack, is the Mr. E statue that we stabbed. Then we head all the way down to the other side and grab this chem fluid in this box. Combine it with the solid fuel to create flamer fuel, and that makes this 5 out of 8 items we have combined. This fuel is useless on its own. It's meant to be used for another weapon that we can make called a flamethrower, but that thing sucks ass, and we will be wasting our time trying to make it, so just get rid of the fuel. Go inside the passageway where...
Fuck!
I'm sorry for those with a phobia of centipedes. We head down the same way Mia went, destroy this Mr. E statue on the shelf, and grab this crank here. I'm a bit confused here. Clearly Mia was holding onto the camera when she got caught by Marguerite inside this little trap room. So, where is it? As we leave, there's a stray bug sitting at the entrance of the hole. If you somehow didn't get the Things Got Personal trophy from the spiders on the door, you might get it here by stabbing this one. Otherwise, leave the hole and place the crank on this bridge lift. Time to head to the opposite side of the house until we reach outside. Use the crank once again, go inside the shack, grab an antique coin on this toilet, and obtain the crow key in this box. Time to head back to the other opposite side of the old house, walk up to where the crow door is, and...
I told you to stay out of here!
Okay folks, this is gonna be a really tough boss fight. We need to think this hard and through, otherwise our run is dead. Here we go.
All right, you little cocksucker, let's get down to business.
That seriously was it. At least I got a comedic shot of that. So after embarrassing Mark, we open up the crow door, read this file that's right next to it, and go inside. Up here, we go inside his piano room to read another file, reach the end of the hall and interact with his door, stab the Mr. E statue between this beam, and get an antique coin from this drawer. Then we head back to the box, read what's on the top, and listen to yet another phone call from Zoe. Enter this little cave, and once you climb out of it, turn around to get this strong chem fluid chilling near the gate, and combine it with your solid fuel. This creates grenade rounds and will be 6 out of 8 items we have combined. These grenade rounds are actually useful, just not in this playthrough, so it's best to get rid of them to not waste inventory space. After that, we enter the greenhouse. This is where we have a real fight with Marguerite, and let me warn you, it gets really nasty. Before I started the fight, however, I went to this cabinet covered in spiders and took them all out with my knife to obtain more shotgun shells and another strong chem fluid. In hindsight, I shouldn't have done this because it only wasted time and I already had a decent amount of ammo for my shotgun. You still want to make sure you get that chem fluid for later, though. Now, let's get into Marguerite fight number 2.
Oh god! What the fuck? What the fuck, okay?
So here's something I really screwed up on. We need to earn the trophy Fly Swatter, where we must knock back Marguerite while she's lunging at us mid-air. In my last couple attempts, I got this down. After damaging her enough times, she will stagger, and normally she would jump right up to the ceiling, giving me a clear window to attack her before she lunges at me. You don't actually need her to jump in order for the trophy to count, you just need to keep an eye out on when she starts the animation. But what was it I failed to understand in this playthrough? Well, it's the fact that she won't always lunge at the ceiling. Sometimes she'll crawl to another room and then scale the wall to lunge at us, but I thought that was the game making her leave the room and spawn somewhere else when that's clearly not the case. So when she was not doing what I wanted her to do, I panicked a little. I restarted, tried again, shot at her, she actually got to the ceiling but I fucked up and knocked her off. Restarted, try again, didn't go to the ceiling and ran away, so I tried finding her, shit, got her on the ceiling, shit, shot her too late, restarted, tried again, and, what? By this point, I realized I messed up, so I let her crawl to the wall, wait for her to lunge at me, and finally, I got it. Man, that was frustrating, but at the same time, I was an idiot for not catching that mistake. So I finally sicked the motherfucker with the vagina nest. She actually got stuck on me, which is good because I can unload all my ammo on her, and she goes down. Jesus. Before you leave, take your time around this area and scrounge up whatever ammo you may need if you're running low on it. Otherwise, grab the lantern and get the hell out of here. Now we must head back to that locked room. There's really nothing of importance inside here, so keep going all the way until we find a trapdoor inside a bedroom and obtain one sample of our serum. Now, let's make our way back to the RV. Leaving the old house, we earned a trophy, the Grateful Out the Truth. Now, at the RV. So I went to grab myself a snack, but ew, this is not the meatloaf I wanted. Inside the RV, we read this file on the board next to the fridge, and we read a note that's directly on the meatloaf's back head, telling us there's a key at the dissection room. So, on our way there. Ignore the phone call, we can avoid it entirely. Time for some backtracking. I sure love those. We want to head all the way back down to where we last fought Jack to obtain a key. It's here where we are introduced to crawler molds, which are the slimiest bitches to hit. So we reach the dissection room and we go arm deep inside the officer's neck to grab the snake key. These devs got issues. There's a snake door around here, so unlock that, and right when we go inside, we take our knife to stab the Mr. E statue hiding behind these paint cans, grab more shotgun shells, and head back up to the main hall, killing any enemies in our way. Then we go upstairs to the master's bedroom, and here we do a clock puzzle to open a secret passage. There's a file on this glove that hints you on what time to set the clock in, that being 10:15. Once we do that, the passage will open. But before heading down, we enter this closet to pick up another backpack for more information inventory space. Make your way down the passage and grab the red keycard as well as some enhanced bullets inside his cabinet. Once again, we head back up, but not to the main hall, rather we head back to that small man cave where we used our psychostimulants. Inside is a door marked with a crow which we unlocked using our crow key, and right next to it is another Mr. E statue that we stab. While the door's unlocking, we go to the fireplace and remember that treasure map we picked up? Well, behind this little rock is another steroid shot for us to use. Inside the crow room is a grenade launcher and some extra ammo to grab. I know, that grenade launcher is very tempting, but bear with me, it's not necessary to have one now. Make your way back to the main hall and head to the upstairs hallway. Unlock yet another snake door to enter the children's room. There's a file over here next to this lamp, and on the opposite side is another lamp with a hidden switch inside the shade, opening up the attic for us. Read another file on this dresser and climb up. In front of us is a cabinet with our third videotape that we will watch in just a bit, and there's yet another shadow puzzle we must solve to obtain the blue key card. Grab that, and before you climb back down, shoot the Mr. E statue chilling on this beam. Head back outside, kill some crawler assholes in the way, and place the key cards in this door. Next to the door is an item called supplements. We can't use these on our own, but we can combine them with chem fluids to make either psychostimulants or Nero rounds. In this case, I made Nero rounds using the strong chem fluid, making this 7 out of 8 combinable items. Keep those Nero rounds, by the way, they'll be useful. Now let's head inside the RV and place the videotape inside the TV. This one is called Happy Birthday. This tape is quite important as it gives you a heads up on an upcoming puzzle you'll need to do, so pay attention. Our goal is to light a birthday cake, and should you complete this puzzle in under 5 minutes, you will earn the trophy out before dessert. So, here we go. Turn on the stove, go inside this room and get a crane from this barrel, then go to this little cabinet and unlock it using the combination Heyman, Belle, and Baby. Grab the doll from inside, set the doll on fire using the stove to retrieve a dummy finger, light your candle, go to this door and burn away the rope. Go inside and find a yellow balloon in this corner, head back out and go to this wall with an exposed air pipe. Place the balloon on it, get nails embedded into your skin, as well as a pin in your gut. Ow. Go to this clown doll and place the finger, pen, and crank on it in that order. I don't know what happens here, but I think we get our skin punctured, or maybe it's just depending. Either way, we get loser written on our arm, which is a combination for the next door. Head back to the balloon room where we find said door, insert the combination, and enter the room to get a wheel. Go back to where the cake was to place the wheel to turn off the water, relight your candle, and place it on the cake. And just like that, we have earned our out before dessert trophy, and we get a nice and delicious cake. Or fire, that's fine too. Gotta love how in some games you could still walk at a calm pace despite being on fire and screaming in agony. At least we could do more seizure hand dances. Eventually we die, thus ending the tape. That makes it 3 out of 4 videotapes we need to watch for the trophy. Now head inside a building we used the key cards on, and next up on the chopping block is Lucas, the son/brother of the Baker family, and a real piece of shit. He's taking Mia and Zoe hostage, and he's holding on to one of the ingredients we need for the serum. By the way, you might want to look away. This upcoming part is painful to watch.
This right here.
No.
Is special.
You
see, Ethan.
Oh, what is wrong with you? Oh, I'm never gonna be able to eat ice cream again. Oh my god! Oh!
We're forced to watch this really long cutscene of him talking to us, which means it's a good time to do something better than looking at his ugly mug.
You'll make that serum? Ooh, baby. You're gonna have to come through me. You hear?
Yeah, that's a lot of shit talking coming from somebody who looks like Daniel Larson. So we enter his funhouse of pain. All you have to do here is keep an eye out on a lot of these tripwires. You can squeeze through them, but shooting them is the quicker option. Eventually we'll reach this room where we need to enter a code. Lucas actually gives us 3 codes, but all of them are incorrect, so just back out of the lock and move away from the door as well, unless you want that thing to kill you. Another passage will open and we enter inside. Deal with this tripwire in between this window and enter this room at the end of the hall. Get rid of more tripwires, and inside this little locker is more steroids. Jeez, I'm surprised we haven't died yet from all these injections. Also in this green drawer is another antique coin to grab. Make your way inside a barn house, kill more enemies in the way, and around here there's a Mr. E statue chilling on this fence to shoot at. Grab a battery on the second floor and place it in this little contraption. And now we must deal with a fat mold, which is a bigger and fatter mold. Man, they had no variety with these enemies, did they? Just keep shooting at it with your shotgun and enhanced bullets until it dies. Make your way up the elevator, and eventually you'll find the charred corpse of the victim from the birthday tape. On his body is a file to read that gives us the actual code for the door, 1408. As we unlock the downstairs, grab this antique coin chilling on the shelf. Now before we enter the codes, we need to get rid of all of our stuff. And this is what I was talking about when I said the resource manager trophy is kind of dickish here. The description says you cannot open the item box more than 3 times, but in actuality, you have to use the item box 3 times. Want to get rid of all of our stuff before Lucas's puzzle segment, want to get back our stuff after we finish the puzzle, and want to get back our stuff when we play as Ethan again later on in the game. So you better be careful that you don't forget to pick up any important items you'll need to progress through the story, because if you open the item box a 4th time, kiss that trophy goodbye. Ugh, at least with the walk it off trophy, the game never forces you to heal yourself, so I can get behind that, but this one, it's like they're taunting you. Anyways, get rid of all your stuff and make your way into the puzzle. Since we pretty much know what to do thanks to that videotape, just go right to the locked room and enter the code loser, grab the wheel, turn off the water, light the cake, and this time we can enjoy this delicious... Oh, come on! Well, at least we don't get set on fire this time.
Motherfucker! You're supposed to die!
Yeah, about that, Lucas. Would you like some bomb with your cake? How the crap did he get out so fast? Well, either way, he's gone, and let's get our ship back. Make sure you pick up both these serum ingredients and the crate from the old house. Plus, grab any and all weapons and ammo, as we'll be fighting a boss very soon. Before we head inside, turn around and shoot this Mr. E statue chilling on the top of the door. Then make your way out. Bring up the bridge with the crate, and head all the way to this side of the walkway to use the crate again. Next, we head to this little house nearby and stab this Mr. E statue under the fish net. Now let's make our way to Mia and Zoe's location. Once again, pick up whatever ammo's around this room, then go to save Zoe. She'll make the serum, and now it's time for the boss fight.
Zoe! Get your ass back to the house!
Oh god, Jack's black now. This boss is a bit of a pain. Not because he can easily hit you, but rather it's hard to hit him. The only way to damage him is to shoot the eyes that are all over his body. But with how big he is and how much he moves around, it's really hard to line up your shots sometimes. And also, he has an eye on the bottom of his stomach, which we have no way to hit unless we get him to climb up on the 2nd floor and go underneath him. But eventually, we sick the bastard. Now we can finally save our wife and... Oh my god, can you fuck off? Finally, Jack is dead. At least until the DLC, but for now he's officially done for. Unfortunately, we're left with only one serum now, so we'll have to choose who to cure. Now these two have their own trophies should you save one or the other. Mia's being End of the Night, where we achieve Ending 1, and Zoe's being Just a Memory Now, where we achieve Ending 2. I was going to say that you could choose to cure either one for this playthrough, however, I think it's best we cure Zoe here, and then cure Mia in the 2nd playthrough on the Madhouse difficulty. I'll show you why when we get there. So we cure Zoe, Mia gets pissed off, and Zoe and I sail away happily ever after.
What the hell was that?
Or not.
Whoa, hey.
So Zoe dies and we get thrown offshore. And suddenly Mia's at the crash site with us. I still don't know how she ended up here even though we took Zoe. I feel like this alternate ending thing was an afterthought. Anyways, we're now playing as Mia, we get our story trophy, You Better Start Running, and thus begins the ship section. or as I like to call it, the worst part of the game. Yeah, this section kinda sucks. Not only is it boring as hell and has almost nothing of interest in it, but you're forced to play through this location twice. One in present time and one in a videotape, which unlike the previous tapes we just went through, this one is required for us to progress through the story. But I digress, let's keep going. Because a whole lot of nothing happens, I'm gonna be skipping ahead a little bit. Pretty much make your way through the ship until you reach this room where you see visions of a crew. Once that finishes, head down to this little hatch. Make your way through until you reach the end with 2 paths. Go to the right and at the end there is an antique coin to pick up. Then turn around to get out of the hatch. Once again, keep following the path, get visions of this random girl. Eventually we reach a ladder, and once we climb up and then drop down, walk to this corpse nearby the next ladder to get another antique coin. This is probably the most well hidden coin in the whole game. Seriously, how would you know that was there? Once again, we keep walking forward until we reach the girl again up these stairs. Then head to the right and into this room where we pick up a fuse. Leave and then walk to where the girl ran and place the fuse in this door. Go upstairs where we meet up with the girl yet again, who tells us to watch a video. This was the videotape I was talking about before, which means, yes, this is gonna be one very uneventful sequence. We pop in a tape and we finally earn the trophy. Be kind, please rewind. So, in this flashback that Mia, for some reason, recorded, this dumbass named Alan, who strangely sounds bored all the time, accidentally let out Evelyn, who's the girl we just saw, and now we gotta retrieve her. We walk down the hall until we reach the dining room, and here we find a chair that contains a chem fluid. We'll need this very soon. We find a spider web of mold inside the kitchen, then we leave the room. Head right and keep going right until we reach the bedrooms, and on this desk are supplements which we will combine with the chem fluid to create psychostimulants. That is our last combinable item, and we obtain a trophy, first place at the science fair. We follow Evelyn until we have to call an elevator. Since that's gonna take time, we return to where Alan was and go to this desk on the left to grab some machine gun ammo and read a file. Return to the elevator and head down to floor S2. Now let's kind of slow down here for a bit. Our next trophy to earn is one called That's a Spicy Meatball, where we need to attach a remote bomb onto a mold and then detonate it. This isn't easy. The only way for this to happen is if the mold lunges and pins you to the ground. You can't just attach it to their bodies as is. And these molds, I swear to God, refuse to do the attack. Either they just slash at you like normal, or sometimes they don't hit you at all. However, throughout my multiple runs of this game, I found a strat that always seems to help me earn this trophy. Once we exit the elevator and head down this path, a mold will sneak up on us. Don't kill it. Instead, let it follow us until we reach this door. And once it's closed, we go inside the next room and shut the door so it can't go through. Down the hall is where we grab our remote bombs, we kill this mold that's in the way, grab the remote bombs, then return to the door. When we open it, the mold will be just behind it and will perform a lunge attack on us. Eventually, we place the bomb on it, get a bit of distance from it, set off the bomb, and voila! This method has had a 100% success rate for me, as the molds will always perform the lunge attack on me when I open a door. So make sure you do that when you reach this location. And in case the mold somehow doesn't do the lunge, just hit retry and attempt it again. So keep following the tracker, corrode this door's lock, and walk inside a little bit before seeing Evelyn outside the hall. We make our way back to the elevator and... You're probably wondering what I just did there. I set a bomb near a door so that when I detonate it, I get knocked forward, forcing the door to open. Because when you're on a call, for some reason, the doors will just not open. So this is the only way for us to get through a room while the call is still going on. Otherwise, we have to wait for Alan to stop talking before we can proceed. At least we get to see a funny glitch with Evelyn while we make our way down. We make our way back to the elevator, fight more mole bastards, and then we reach the top floors again. We head to the very floor where we are watching this very tape, and then we find Alan in the next room. He calls Evelyn a bitch, and she does not take it very well. Christ, even his screaming sounds bored. Who did they get to play this guy? So he dies, we finally see how Mia got infected, we keep going down the route until this worker combusts on us, and that's the end of the tape. And fun fact, we are treated to the only render cutscene that we can skip mid-game. It's almost like Capcom was taunting us here. So if you like that sequence, you'll like this more because we have to go through it all over again. Yippee. So Evelyn pisses off with the worst jump scare I've ever seen in my life, and we head to the elevator inside a room where Alan was no longer awake. We climb up this ladder, jump down to the control room, pick up the remote bomb that is chilling on this panel, then head into the captain's office to pick up a lug wrench. And then we go all the way down this hall until we reach these stairs where a Mr. E statue is chilling right on this ledge. Since we have no access to a gun, we'll use the remote bomb to blow it up. We open up the elevator doors, drop down and use the lug wrench, drop down again, and right on this wall is a file to read. We climb upwards, get this knife just in case anything goes wrong, and we enter Mia's room to get more corrosive liquid. Break this box here to get another remote bomb, and then head to the right until we reach a room at the end of this hall. There we find a lockpick, more remote bombs, and we blow up another Mr. E statue chilling on his edge. Make your way back to the stairs at the end of the hall and go down. Take the fuse out of the door, then we go inside the bedrooms on the other side of the floor. In it, we read a file on this bed, walk into this room to read another file on a table, then we go back to the elevator. Going back to Alan's death room, next to this door is a case with a file to read on it. As we walk into the next room, we turn around and use the lockpick to open up this toolbox, then we head to the next door, blow up this mold with a bomb, and use the corrosive to melt the locks. Eventually, we reach a little room that has some panel that is still on for some reason, and we unscrew the wires off it. While that's going on, we grab more corrosive inside this cabinet, get the wires, and then shimmy our way through the fat mold that shows up. Return to the toolbox to grab another antique coin, then go back to the inside the elevator, place the fuse and wires inside, and then head down to floor S2. Proceed through the floor like we just did before, run through the molds, don't even bother killing them, except for this one, and once we're near Ethan's location, we open up this container using the corrosive and we get our last antique coin of the playthrough, earning us the trophy Pelicans in Your Pocket. Now, it's time to rescue Ethan. Once again, we're treated to a long cutscene where we find out the truth about the Baker family.
I'm no killer, son. Neither is Marguerite. No, my boy Lucas.
I don't know about that, Jack. One of the files we read talked about how he killed a child by locking him in the attic once. I think even Wesker would be disgusted by him. All jokes aside, this is a pretty good scene. Seeing how this once peaceful family had become such twisted monsters thanks to Evelyn is pretty heartbreaking. Jack gives us the task to find Evelyn and stop her once and for all, and that is what we're gonna do. But before we do that, we need to fire wife Mia one last time. And this is what I was talking about when I said it's best to cure Zoe for the easy run. We have none of our items and all we have is this crowbar. Should we do this on Madhouse difficulty? I feel like Mia would have been a very big problem due to how much damage she deals to us on that difficulty. But on easy, it is no sweat. Just slash, slash, and slash until we send the crowbar to her stomach. And she dies.
Why, Mia? Why?
And for some reason, Ethan doesn't sound the slightest bit broken up by it. Come on, could you have at least cried out in pain? So now we're back in control of Ethan, and we have earned our story trophy Into the Depths. We have a whole lot of walking to do, so I'll speed this up, but eventually we reach a safe house where we will earn back all of our weapons from the item box. Again, make sure you got everything because this is the last time we're allowed to open it. Also in this room is the grenade launcher we just saw at the Baker house. Now we can pick it up as it'll be useful in a bit. Once we leave the safe house, we turn around to shoot a Mr. E statue standing on this window, shoot our way for the molds, and now we head down to the mines. Once again, we make our way through, clearing it of any molds and traps that might be in the way, and we push down this minecart to open a block path. As we make our way up these stairs, out in the distance is yet another Mr. E statue sitting between two barrels that we need to shoot. Inside this next room is a computer we read to obtain a file. Look under this bathtub for more steroids. Yeah, I'm totally gonna die at 30. Enter the next room to read another file on this table. Open up this container to insert the E-serum capsule inside. Read this file nearby the container. Walk to the end of this room to read another file on this table. And finally, we read a file that's on the container itself, officially completing our progress for the trophy, The Devil is in the Details. So I have some Nero rounds left over after mixing the supplements with the strong chem. You'll need these for your grenade launcher, but by the chance you don't have them, inside this little safe room is a Nero round tucked in between this drawer, so make sure you pick that up. Now, let's get out of here. This sequence really only amounts to just running and gunning. Run to the top, kill molds in the way, pick up ammo when you can, and eventually we reach this cave containing one blob mold and a giant blob mold. Normally, we'd have to kill these guys because they have a vomit attack that, when used while we're climbing up this ladder, will knock us off and send us to the ground. But this is where our Nero round comes in handy. All we need to do is shoot one on the ground, hitting both targets. This will slow them down immensely, giving us plenty of time to climb up the elevator and finally leave the mine section. Now to the final location, the guest house. Yay, I missed this place. Once we return to the guest house and get visions of our now dead wife, we turn around and shoot this final Mr. E statue on the shelf, earning us the trophy, Mr. Nowhere. Now for this, we proceed the same way as we did at the beginning of this playthrough. We head down to the guest kitchen, witness 4 visions, make our way down where we first enter the guest house to reach Evelyn.
I'm not playing.
No! Get that away from me!
He's gonna drug the kid. Now we head to the attic where we finally confront Evelyn. Her shouts push us back, so make sure you guard it before it happens, and just keep inching your way to her until you're close enough to inject her with the neurotoxin. And oh shit, she was the grandma the whole time. What a twist!
It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
Now it's time for the good old Resident Evil boss fight technique, that being to shoot her with everything you got. Eventually she'll get mad and throw us out of the house. We fall down from a height that should kill us, but with all those steroids and mold in Ethan's blood, it's no wonder he's not fazed by this. We then spot a gun nearby where the person on our codex tells us to use on Evelyn, and after sending a few shots to her ugly face, we finally kill her and officially complete our first playthrough of the run. Now, this is something that annoys me with PS5 trophy pop-ups. As you can see, we earned a trophy, Just Get Me Out of Here, where we needed to complete the game in under 4 hours. But it does not pop up the other trophies that we got. That being, Just a Memory Now, where we got Ending 2 for curing Zoe, Playing It Safe, where we completed the game on easy, Resource Manager, where we completed the game using the item box only 3 times, and Walk It Off, where we completed the game using less than 3 recovery items. These trophies I did earn in this run, but for some reason PlayStation has this bug where if you unlocked a bunch of trophies at the same time, it just won't pop up the others. This definitely makes it confusing for anyone who may be looking to attempt this run, but trust me, I did get them. And in case you think you didn't got them yourself, remember to check your trophy list. And if you did not get them, well, your run might be dead. Now that we got all that done, let's head to the madhouse difficulty, which, oh boy, is it a ride. Now, something important you must know is that we need to recollect the antique coins for this playthrough. This is because on Madhouse difficulty, not only are there now 30 free coins to find throughout the game, but getting them all will earn us the Madhouse version of the trophy, Mad Pelicans. Also, a lot of the coins have changed locations, so even though we're pretty much going to be playing through the game again, you're only going to find a handful of coins that were in the same places before. So, let's begin. Something funny I want to point out about this opening cutscene is that we're in the perspective of Mia making this recording to Ethan. So with that in mind,
How are we able to see this part even though her eyes are closed? Shouldn't it be like this? Anyways, back to the game. No point in repeating what to do, so I'll be skipping ahead a lot. Head to the guest house to pick up the tape, then watch it on the TV. The reason why we're watching this still is because the antique coin is inside the drawer once again. So pick up the lockpick and unlock said drawer, then exit the video. Meet up with your wife and continue walking behind her slow ass again. Seriously, pick up the pace, woman. Like last time, wait for her to get taken away, enter the bathroom, then head back to the stairs where...
Run! She's a ghost and a bitch!
And here you can see just how punishing Madhouse is. We're already at danger level, but thankfully we're allowed to use first aid meds, so make sure you pick up 2 inside the bathroom and use 1 before finding Mia. Her attacks do a considerable amount of damage now, so I suggest hitting her about 2 to 3 times and then back away for a bit before repeating the process. Otherwise, you're good as dead. Once we talk to Zoe again, retrieve the hatchet and then go pick up the fuse from the kitchen. Make sure to grab the antique coin from inside the unlocked drawer, place the fuse, get Luke Skywalker's, and head up to the attic. Oh, and by the way, it's best to save your game every once in a while because if you die, you'll be sent back way farther than you would on easy difficulty, and we definitely don't want all that time to be wasted. So, up to the attic we go. Remember when I said there was a pistol we could use on Mia? Well, you could still use your hatchet if you want, but in this case, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to survive long enough with it, so I picked up the gun hoping it would help me kill Mia easier. It didn't work out. So I went back to the speedrun stretch, which was knifing her in the back with the hatchet. I actually managed to pull this off without being hit once. This is my first time ever doing this strat too. I doubt I'll ever do that again. Onto the Baker house. Like last time, we go to pick up the keys and unlock the hatch from the other room. Jack is way faster and more aggressive, so you'll have to fidget around a bit before you can go inside. And if you're extra unlucky like I was, Jack might even cut off your leg. I never had this happen before, so I had to waste time watching this scene play out, go to use the first aid med to reattach the leg because I'm not fucking normal at this point, and then go inside the hatch. It's not gonna get any easier, guys, trust me. Oh, and by the way, there's a narrow round and a separating agent next to the hatch that we need to pick up. So do that and combine the two so that you can get strong chem fluid. No, there's no trophy tied to this, but you'll definitely need that fluid. So we make our way to the laundry room, talk to Zoe, then talk to the cop outside, and now let's go back and finally open the item box. Since we've completed the game under a certain time limit, we get access to 2 New Game Plus weapons that are in the item box. The circular saw and the Albert 01R handgun. Unfortunately, the New Game Plus weapons kinda suck in this game. The Albert isn't any more powerful than a shotgun without enhanced ammo, and while the circular saw can be effective, it's not always effective. Although the saw can stun and kill enemies quickly, if you don't line up the thing properly on your heads, they can still land a hit on you and sometimes even attack twice, which can lead to your death, which happened to me later on in this game. But hey, it's better than using the shitty pocket knives, so let's use them anyway. Oh, and make sure to retrieve this antique coin we got from the guest house as well. We'll need it. So you know the drill. The cop dies and we need to go into the car. Except in Madhouse, the keys are locked in a toolbox, which we need a lockpick to open. So go over here to get the lockpick, open up the toolbox, get the keys, and enter the car. Although Jack throws us out of it right away, this is actually good for us because this opens him up to being hit with our circular saw. So much for the driving lessons, buddy. When we get up to the ladder, an antique coin would be right behind us to pick up. Then we grab the ox statue and unlock the main hall. I pick up the gunpowder from the cabinet here, and another antique coin is located in the same drawer as last time. And now that we have 3 antique coins, here's where the differences between Madhouse and normal difficulty comes in. We have these cages that give us a few items, but one item of interest is the scorpion key, which we can get if we have 3 antique coins in our person, completely skipping the Shao Plinth puzzle. So we use up the coins to get the key and open up the scorpion door next to the grandfather clock. At the end of this hall is a little case containing a lockpick which you'll want to pick up. Then after killing a crawler, I head to the safe room to sort my inventory, putting away the pocket knife and Albert 01 since I'm never gonna use them. We do the puzzle down at the morgue room to get the key, and also grab this antique coin under the stretcher, as well as some handgun bullets which I combined with the gunpowder to create enhanced ammo. You can definitely tell in this playthrough that I was starting to get stressed out, as made evident with me frantically checking my inventory every couple of seconds. Like, seriously, what am I doing here? So unlock the dissection room, head down to pick up the dog head, and it's time to fight Jack yet again. This time we don't use the chainsaw, as the circular saw does more damage to him, but we'll still need it to pick it up to open this door. So we leave, we pick up more shotgun shells in this locker, then we go for this gate, go to where the scorpion key was before to unlock this chest to get more enhanced ammo, grab the treasure map to get the steroids from the man cave, and more shotgun shells on this table. I then store them in the item box to make space for the next few items. So we head back up, place the dog statue, get the clock pendulum, then we head to the recreation room to open up the scorpion door, grab an antique coin from inside his vase, grab more shotgun shells, pick up the broken shotgun, get the dog statue from the book, and once we go to where the stairs are, behind this piece of wood is another antique coin. We go down, place the pendulum in the clock, go to this TV stand to get another antique coin from the vase, and pick up the dog statue. And now to head outside. On the right is the repair kit to fix the broken shotgun, as well as some solid fuel which I mixed with the strong chem fluid to create flame rounds. Then inside the secret passage is an antique coin to pick up. Inside the RV, we are met with the grenade launcher right on the stand, and this time we pick it up as we'll need it throughout the whole game. Then we use up any leftover antique coins to get the steroids from this cage and keep progress on the stabilizers cage. And finally, I can get rid of the scorpion key. Thank God, no more room being taken up with useless shit. Into the old house we go. We have our grenade launcher equipped, grab more solid fuel from here, we go to the fireplace, and yeah, suck it, Ness. We get the wood statue, get a rude welcome from Mark, and we blow up the spiders off the door with another grenade round. I know it looks like I'm wasting ammo, but bear with me here. We get more solid fuel, get an antique coin from this corner inside the plinth room, do the shadow puzzle, then go outside to expand our inventory. When we head back, there is a spare flame round on this window to pick up. Now we go to the secret passage. Right behind us is more solid fuel, and on the left is another antique coin to pick up. Then we get the wheel from the hole and raise the bridge. Unfortunately, since Marg is still here, she gets in the way, and I can't stress enough how annoying these bugs are. When we do make it outside, we head to the left to pick up another antique coin in this corner, then we retrieve the crow key. I used a grenade round to blow up the spiders off this cabinet, and now we can pick up an extra strong chem fluid to make more rounds with the solid fuel, which I accidentally used to make enhanced ammo. Ugh, my brain is paste at this point. On to the Mark fight. This one isn't as comically quick as the last playthrough, but we can still take her down rather easily as long as we attack her in this order. Use a grenade round, then 2 shotgun shells, and then 2 enhanced handgun bullets. Down you go, you skank. Now to the lamp room. We find the serum, talk to Zoe, and I did something a little bit stupid. I went back to where Mark fell thinking I could go to our second boss fight, but I forgot to interact with the lamp door to trigger this sequence. So all I did was waste time and health. So we go back to interact with the door, get an antique coin from this drawer, and now we can follow Marg into the cave. When you climb out of it, turn around to pick up this antique coin on a pole, and if you want to while you go save, use whatever coins you got to get the stabilizer for fast reloads as well as make space for your inventory. On to the Marg fight. We take out our circular saw and go ham on that pussy. I am so sorry you have to see this, but this is one of the only effective ways to deal damage to Mark while also staggering her so she can't hit us. We kill her, we gather whatever ammo and chem fluids we can find, take the lantern, and once this gate breaks away, we grab this antique coin on the green desk. We open the lantern door, and once inside, when we reach this mole-infested room, we want to walk up this little pile to get a lockpick from the ceiling. Then we grab the D-Series arm and head out. Once the phone starts ringing, we then head back down to get the snake key from the cop. Inside the room is an antique coin right next to the body inside this box. We open up the snake door nearby, and where the shotgun shells used to be now has another antique coin to pick up. I grab more enhanced ammo under this crate, and then we go back to the main hall. We open up the master's room, set the clock to 10:30, get more inventory space, and pick up the red key card as well as more enhanced ammo inside his cabinet. On our way to the man cave, we get an antique coin from this toilet, unlock the crow door, get our steroids from the rock, and pick up yet another antique coin where the grenade launcher used to be, as well as pick up spare ammo. And here I just went full dumbass mode. Back in the main hall, there was this mold on the stairs that was in my way, so I tried killing him with the saw and, Now you see why it's important to hit their heads, because that shit happens. But honestly, I don't know why I didn't just use my shotgun, as that would have been much quicker than doing this. Unfortunately, this sent me all the way back to the RV where I last saved, so I had to get the snake key, the antique coins, and the red key card all over again, wasting a bunch of time. So after doing all that, we make our way back to where we left off, and this time I blow the motherfucker's head off. It was that easy. So we open the children's room, unlock the attic, head inside, and we grab an antique coin that's chilling on the shelf. We do the shadow puzzle to get the blue key card, head to the door to place the key cards, and then we have to hear Lucas talk again. You know what that means. Right behind the TV is another antique coin. We destroy Lucas's traps, then when we leave the next rooms, we turn left to get another antique coin, destroy more traps, and right before we go to the next room, we head down this dead end to pick up another antique coin in this corner. Remember to pick this up before you go to the barn, otherwise the stairs you put down will completely block you off from getting it. Oh, and no, you can't put 1408 in the keypad right away, as the game is hard-coded to bypass that exploit, and will give you a different set of codes when we find a burnt corpse. So exit like last time, go through the door, head down to the same room as last time, but be careful as there's a crawler mold that spawns from behind, destroy more traps, get the steroids, and another antique coin from this drawer. As we kill these molds in the barn, behind us is a narrow round tucked between the stack of hay. Then when we head up, we enter this room and use our lockpick to open up this toolbox, which gives us extra grenade rounds. And now we have to fight 2 blob molds in this elevator. Like my last strat with the huge blobs from the first playthrough, we hit them with a narrow round to slow them down, and we unload our shotgun and enhanced ammo into their heads. We head up the elevator, call the stairs, grab the antique coin from the shelf, put our stuff away, and we head inside to do Lucas's definitely not exploitable puzzle trap. For this puzzle, nothing has changed. Put in the code loser, get the handle, turn off the water, light the candle, place it on the cake, and surely this time we can actually enjoy a piece of shit. I'm not even gonna make a pun, Lucas, just die already. If only. So we get our stuff, grab the D-Series head, head outside, and I forgot the crank. How do I keep making that mistake? And it's always after I've done the Resource Manager trophy. What the hell? Anyways, lift up the bridge, head inside the house and gear up. Untie Zoe, but not Mia because she's a bitch. She makes our serum, and now it's time to fight the jack-off once again. What I thought would have been a really tough fight was actually not too bad. Even though he is a bit faster with his attacks, he still can't seem to land many hits on us even if we are right next to him. A jack of all trades, he is a master of being blind as fuck. Of course, we still need to hit his eyes, which take more bullets to destroy. It's just a matter of using whatever you got, and make sure you use your saw every once in a while to save ammo. That being said, because he moves so fast, it's much harder to land a hit on these damn eyeballs. So I was here for a bit longer than last time, desperately trying to hit his weak spots, all in the while he talks a lot of mad shit at us. After a long and grueling fight, we used the serum on him and now we're left with just one. And since we saved Zoe last time, now we save our wife. Is it bad that I actually chose Zoe when I first played this game? I mean, come on, our wife took our hand off and tried killing us multiple times. Of course I'm gonna think she's too far gone to be cured. You can't blame me for that, game. So we leave Zoe behind and sail our way out of Louisiana with our wife. And oh my god, those hair physics. The RE engine is great and all, but man did the hair simulation look really bad in this game. It's like we're riding the boat at moon gravity. And you know how the song and dance goes. Ah, see? Now it makes sense why she washed up here with us, unlike the other ending. And now we're at the ship, and staying true to this boring as fuck section, there's nothing of importance in these first few minutes. So pretty much make your way through until we have to get the fuse for the staircase door. But before we go, we grab this antique coin inside this dryer. And before we place the fuse, we go to this room on the left to pick up some health items and a few remote bombs just to be on the safe side. We go upstairs to meet Evelyn, and it's time to watch the tape again. Oh, stop, game. I can't take much more of this peak gameplay of Resident Evil 7, or as I like to call it from the stylized logo, Resident E7 Dot. Aside from having access to the saw, nothing is different about this section on Madhouse. We don't even need to repeat what happens here, so let's get straight to the end. Somehow that scream sounds better than the actual voice actors. I'm really pushing this joke, aren't I? Yes. Yes, I am. Back to the present time, we open the elevator shaft, climb up and down to the captain's office to get the lug wrench, then we head to the stairs where the Mr. Everywhere statue is to get this antique coin at the bottom. We go inside the elevator, go back to our room, and holy shit, that's a fat mold. Get the corrosive from inside and then prepare for the... Oh, it's gone. On this desk here is another antique coin to pick up. Then we head to the dining hall, go to this room to get another antique coin inside this vase. Head downstairs to grab the fuse, climb out the elevator again, and head back to Alan's mold splooge. As we go to get the wires, there's an antique coin chilling on this little rail here. We get the wires plus more corrosive, just barely avoid the fat molds, then we place the fuse and wires in the elevator and head down. Once we make our way to this hall, we turn around to grab another antique coin in this corner, squeeze through more molds, unlock this compartment for another antique coin, and now we reunite with Ethan after we watch this cutscene. So with the two endings, there's only one difference between them besides the end cutscene you get. When you cure Zoe, you have to fight Mia after she saves you from the nest. But if you cure Mia, you don't fight her at all, and instead she'll throw you inside the other room to the next section. This also means she will survive at the end of the game instead of us killing her, which is a shame because she's a bitch. We get an antique coin from this desk on the right, and as we're walking through the murky water, once we go over this log, we head to this side of the fish pile to pick up our final antique coin, earning us the trophy Mad Pelicans. Now it's time to beat the game and finish this run. We gear ourselves up, use our antique coins to get some defense and attack coins, which will help us out with the upcoming onslaught, make our way down to the mines, we abuse more steroids like Livercane, retrieve the E-neurotoxin, and now we fight our way for the horde. Just keep shooting, shooting, and shooting, and eventually we reach the giant fat mold. Now here's the tricky part. See how I used up a grenade on this ladder? Well, that's because in Madhouse, there are tripwires on the damn thing. So we have to take them out first before we stun the molds with our Nero rounds, otherwise the wires will just blow us off the ladder. If you placed your crosshairs right, this one grenade round can destroy most if not all the traps on the ladder. But unfortunately for me, that round only took down one wire. So I had to shoot this one with my gun, then when I stunned the fat molds and went to climb up, I realized there was still one more wire I had to shoot. So I had to do all of that while the fat molds were doing a major number to my health until I was able to hit them again with a narrow round, shoot the wire off the ladder, and finally escape this absolute nightmare of a sequence. Madhouse is right. I was close to going insane in this damn run. So we make our way back to the guest house. I did this to Mia because why not? Follow Evelyn to the kitchen, then to the attic, got her hooked up on drugs like the good mold human I am, sawed her ugly ass, got the Alberto one, and finally finished Evelyn once and for all. We get the trophies, Who's Your Daddy Now for completing Madhouse, the Nightmare's Finally Over for completing normal mode, and the Night for getting ending one with Mia, and we finally earn our platinum trophy, Biosplattered, bringing our speed run to a close. Well, that was quite the journey, wasn't it? So now, let's see what our exact time was, and let's also rate the difficulty of the speedrun as a whole. I didn't have a timer playing during recording, so I'll be using the time code on my Sony Vegas. From the moment I started up a game to gain the pop-up for the Platinum, I finished the run in about 4 hours, 16 minutes, and 24 seconds. Not bad overall, but I feel like a sub 4-hour run would be possible had I not run into issues like the constant restarting of the Mark fight, being a bit unoptimized with my Madhouse run, and of course dying and being set back a couple of minutes. One was due to the game straight up boning me over, the other was due to a strat not working out, and the last was due to me just being an idiot. The easiest trophies to be earned in this run will definitely be She's Alive. It is a story trophy, so I wouldn't count this, but the fact that you can get it by just pressing start and watching a cutscene amuses me. Next is Behind Closed Doors, where you literally close a door behind you, and Nice Try, where you put an unrelated object on the shadow plinth. The hardest trophies would have to be Who's Your Daddy Now, where you have to complete Madhouse difficulty. This really depends on your skill as a Resident Evil player. That's a Spicy a Meatball for sticking a bomb on an enemy. Just the fact that the modes will sometimes not lunge at you to attach the bombs at all can make this a bit annoying. And Walk It Off, where you can't use more than 3 recovery items in the game. Even on easy, you have to be extra careful, especially if you're not going for the steroids to refill your health. Overall, I would say this run wasn't totally difficult. The Madhouse mode definitely kept me on the edge of my seat, but if you got the skill and know where all the antique coins are in both playthroughs, you can pretty much fly through this with no issue. So overall, I would give this Platinum a speedrun difficulty of 6 out of 10. And that's it. That's how fast we can Platinum Resident Evil 7. Folks, thank you for watching. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. It was something that was always in the back of my mind, and every time I pushed it back, I just kept getting annoyed by it. I know this isn't the standard content I do, but I hope you do enjoy it regardless. I do want to see if I can keep making more of these, but with how much time I put into this video alone, definitely don't expect me to release them every week, month, or what have you. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.